everyone? Hey guys, I hope all is well. I know people will soon start coming on live, but let me just arrange my stuff. I want to say something concerning my business, okay? Just give me a moment. I need to get cayenne pepper. If you don't see me, I'm here. I'm just trying to grab a little bit of cayenne pepper. There you go. Let me get cayenne pepper from in my pantry, and I will be with you guys 1 minute. Let me just grab cayenne pepper. Hope everyone is great. Happy New Year. I haven't been on live since. All right. I haven't been on live for a minute, but I don't know if you guys can hear me, but okay, there we go. How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. I don't know if they got happy belated Valentine for those of you who are into Valentine. I haven't done Valentine in I think maybe when I was high school or something like that. Let me put this here. Okay, perfect. Wash my hands and put my gloves on. How's everyone doing? I am super excited. So I traveled a couple of days ago to Freetown. It was an amazing journey, and I had an amazing time. I had meetings with some amazing people. I don't want to post one photo, because if I would have posted the other photo with the other boss man, they were going to be all on there talking straight. So I said, you know what? Let me post one photo with one person, which was the VP. He's an amazing person. He's a businessman, so his business knowledge and his advices was one. Let me see if I can see who all on here. Glasses, and then I can see from afar, but I can't see near, so I can read some of. Hi, Auntie Beatrice. I love you too. And when you're ready to do that kitchen, let me know. I'll hook you up. So first thing I'm going to do before I even go to the reason I'm on live, let me marinate my onions. So I have these purple onions, as you can see. I got them this morning. Chop them up. I am going to put some stuff on my, what is this here? Onions. I usually, when I marinate my onions, they stay in here, they sleep in here. I eat it with my chicken, I eat it with meat, I eat it with fish, or I just throw it in my salad. So let me first drizzle them with some olive oil. I don't know if you guys can hear me clear without the other noise in the background, because I'm using an earpiece, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just going to drizzle this down with some olive oil. And I cook according to my taste and what I want. So there will come a time where I will do measurements, but for now I'm not doing measurement. So I'm going to put a little bit of vinegar on there. Just a little. You don't want it too soury, like. The label is not on here, but this is definitely my all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to put some all-purpose seasoning on there. I like it spicy, so I'm going to put some of Tanger's Kitchen cayenne pepper. Just about 2 tablespoons. I'm going to put a little bit of bouillon powder. Tanger's Kitchen bouillon powder on here. Just a bit, because and then we will get started to my live whilst I marinate mine. So today I'm really hungry. I went to Sierra Leone. I'm not because I'm a Liberian, but I'm gonna be very fair, right? Even if we cook continental food, we could cook. And I didn't really enjoy the food in Freetown. I stayed at the Mama Point Hotel, and the food there was horrible. I'm sorry. And the food here is, the Mama Point here, the food is better. But the Mama Point there, the food was just bad. I wanted to stay at this hotel called, I think the Landing, or the Land or something. But it was full. It was fully booked. So I stayed at that one, and I didn't really like their food. Then I went out to a couple of restaurants and the beaches, and I still didn't like their food. So I couldn't wait to come home to get a real meal because it was that bad. So I'm just going to throw this in my Xbox, and we will chat. Okay? Let me just put a lid on this and put it in the box so it can marinate. Mind you, I'm not cooking for anyone, so I don't want anybody to bring their cleaning, hassle, expertise on my life. Because a lot of you people be like, oh, you can do it like this, or you can't do it like that. Do it the way you want to do it when you're cooking for yourself. And then when you're cooking for other people, you take precaution. The food you're eating in the kobo shop, nobody know how you prepare anyway. Hey, cousin patient, welcome to my life. So first and foremost, let me just get right to it. I am so overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed, and I know you guys hear this word all the time about me being overwhelmed and me being excited and maybe let me bring this live video. Let me bring the camera a little bit closer. There you go. Now you can be in my mouth. But I am almost, you know how you envision things and you have, I don't know about other people, but for me, I envision my life. I have a conversation with myself. I like long drives because I talk to myself. If it's good, I tell myself. If I'm wrong, I tell myself. If it's bad, I tell myself. I know me. So I have conversations with me. And there was a point in time that hi Auntie Glenn, love you. There was a point in time that I always wanted. When people say, sometimes people be like, oh, you're not looking for no government job, like you're not trying to work in government. No, not. Everybody have their dreams. And I have, for the longest, I remember when I met my ex-husband in 2006, we had a conversation, and I was very keen on wanting to have a restaurant in New York. We drove to this old Chinese restaurant, and I wanted to take it, but I think at that time it was just the will of God that he didn't allow me to get that space, because he wanted me to have a transition to where I came from, not where I was transited. Because I think people don't understand, when you live in the U.S., is a transit point, and at some point in time you have to transition to where you come from, which is not for the thin of heart, but when the Holy Spirit moves you, you move, right? And so years after my divorce and everything else, I transitioned to Liberia. But I always had a dream about having my own product line, because I didn't like the cooking product on the market. I didn't like the seasoning. I didn't like everything that would go in your food. I didn't like it, because my thing is, in Liberia, we cook organic, but we cook chemicals. So if you cook a lot of MSG with country chicken, you might as well just eat imported chicken, because you're wasting your time, because the MSG is so much, the salt is so much, everything is so bad that country chicken makes no difference, right? And so I wanted to channel my cooking. Every time I went to the marketplace, I couldn't find the herbs and the spices that I needed in Liberia. And I said, well, how can I do this and also it benefits me and other people. And then I went into seasoning business. But I've always wanted to have my own Maggi Cube, my own seasoning line, so I can actually have a clear understanding of what I was cooking. And God has given me baby steps. I was reading something the other day that said when you're an entrepreneur, you really don't start until you're in your 40s. You can start early in your 20s, but you really don't have that much experience. And the people that's giving you advice really don't have that much experience. Now, I'm not talking about internet, this new era of internet get rich kind of business. I'm talking about grassroots businesses that you work from the ground up. And so I've been able to have a lot of failures in my 20s and in my 30s of doing business. And I have come to a place where I fully understand what it takes to run a successful business. I understand. There's a lot of mistakes that I made, even in owning a restaurant and just starting up my business. One of the biggest mistakes that we made, as I'm going to speak for Liberians, to have a business in Liberia, a small business or a big business, it is very, my mobile money number, I will definitely send you my mobile money number. It's 0888-430-824. You can send that, Momo. So one of the biggest challenges that we face as Liberians, as small business Liberian owners, we don't identify needs. We don't identify what is the need of the people. How does this business set me apart from the other businesses that I've been doing or from the people that I've met in this space? We don't identify needs. We don't identify our strength and our knowledge. We don't identify those areas. We just see clothing is selling, and we don't find a space in clothing that would take us to the next level or set us apart. We assume that all of the consumers are based on social media, and quite frankly, all of our consumers aren't on social media. There's a handful, and I don't even think that's up to 10% of your market in Liberia is based on social media. So you have to be able to look outside of your box. You have to do a lot of advertisement. You have to do a lot of networking, because marketing is totally different from advertisement. Marketing is when someone can recommend my product to you. That's marketing. Now you can do digital marketing and other stuff, but recommendation is where your marketing kicks in at. Advertisement and what sets you apart would be the work that you put in, your location, the product you're selling, and the service you offering with that product. You can sell a product, but you also have to add additional to it, so which would be service and product. So in my case, I've made so many different mistakes that now, with the experiences that I have, and I'm going into a bigger space. So at this point, I'm going to be having my own cooking oil brand. I haven't posted none of that, because when I do my luncheon, all of that would be at the lunch in April, hopefully the first or the second week. I'm going to spend a lot of money on advertisement. I'm going to now do a lot of farm to market marketing. That means I have to be able to reach to the everyday market woman, talk to her, and see how we both can accommodate each other in my business for it to expand within the marketplace. What we're going to set me apart from a non-Liberian business person and myself. I've already have those strategies placed on the table, and I have to be able to utilize social media, marketplace, and do a lot of pop-up, and it just have to be aggressive. So one of the things, if you're a small business owner in Liberia, one of the things that we fall short on is that we don't identify needs. And when I say that is, so if I travel to China, right? If you're a business person, you travel to China and you want to buy jeans, what sets you apart from the next person who's selling jeans? How is that profitable for you when you only took a $5,000 loan, or you have been able to save up $5,000 and you want to travel? What's going to set you apart is that you're either doing production, right? You can find a production company that does more POQs, MOQ, that you can order from. So if your needs, if your target market is plus size girls who want to be able to squeeze all of their thickness into a jeans, you have to identify that issue and say, well, in Liberia domestically and abroad that I can have client base, I want to create a jeans line. You have to be able to produce. If you're just buying 2 t-shirts from the lady table, 4 jeans here and there, and bringing it and putting it in a store, you're going to struggle. So you have to first identify what is the need, how can I tap into that need, and do I have enough capital to do that? Because business is heavily capital intense. When I started the seasoning journey, because now the restaurant is my past, is like my ex-boyfriend, but the Maggie Cube is my current relationship. And in my current relationship, I wanted to produce with the intent of manufacturing, right? And to do that is you have to come from all of the bottom and come to the top. You have to know what is the demand, what are my competitor offering. Can I give incentives to agents that sell? Can I find trustworthy agent? Can I come into this space and be totally different and stand out? And I've been able to do that with my other seasoning line. And so I feel like that seasoning line allowed me to understand what the needs are, what price margin that my client wants to pay for. And so if you can identify those areas, if you're not willing to be consistent on time all the time, if you just, this is not a space for you, by all means, go and get a job and ask your boss for lunch money. But this is not going to work for you. My grandmother used to say, whatever you want to do, you have to be extremely good at it. No matter how anyone would view it, you have to put in all of that effort and that time to do that. And so that's where my business is moving at the moment. I am grateful to all of you. I thank you guys so much for allowing me to be in your homes, for trusting me to provide products that some of you guys don't know me, never met me before, that you trust to buy. And I really appreciate that. And I think Liberians are getting into packaging and getting into things, but social media wouldn't do it for you. I realized that if I went out into Red Light or Waterside Market or what's the next big market, or just even brand had a delivery service and I went to Ganta or I went to Swedru or Maryland, I would stand out because I'm offering what no one else would be offering. And if I'm offering delivery services, that means once a week I can deliver to Douala, and another week I can deliver to Cinco, and the next week I can deliver to Red Light. But delivery service is so key in any of these businesses that you're trying to get into. It doesn't matter what. And I lose money all the time. Sometimes my customer product gets spoiled and I have to refund them, and it is what it is. But consistency and having reliable service is what's going to set you apart. So with the Maggie Cube, I have a little bit of delay because the Chinese went into holiday, and so my sample should have been here yesterday. The Department of Health in China had to issue a health certificate to certify that it was human consumable. And so that certificate got to my shipper late, and my shipper would send my samples, not the containers. The containers would come the end of March, which would put me in lunch in the second week of April. But my shipping, the DHL service, was delayed because of the delay from the health ministry. Now let me get to DHL USA shipment. I've been shipping of recent to the US, and I've been offering affordable yet good product for my customers during the holidays. I wanted to continue it, but if I would have to continue based on the fuel surcharge, and this is not my fault from my end or the DHL. Globally, fuel surcharges went up, and the US have other fees that they have added to logistic companies. So DHL fees increased by couple of dollars, not even a couple of dollars, maybe 15 what I was paying before. I would be adding 10. I would be adding about $11 more. In order for me to do any orders and send you door to door, I would have to, I can't do 130 box. They have to be 4 kilo at 160. You have the option to pick what you want to pick. When it gets to the 4 kilo, I'll tell you, but the total of everything has to come to at least, 160. That's one option. The other option would be, and that would take you the same 4 to 5 business days to your door. Tariff would be the same 22.34 cents. The next option would be that I send into the US, but that would be the price increase on the items, because from that, I mean, I'm paying to get DHL a certain kilo, maybe 30 kilo they were offering me to send into the US, and then I would have someone else send I would have some, I would have someone else ship the items to your house, which will now take you into 10 days, because the US Postal Service or UPS have a lot of delays, so they do 3 to 5 business days as well. But that would still put you at the same 160 total purchasing, because I can't take less than 160 at this point for a total of items. Tomorrow I will try to put a package together and see. I have to go to the fishing guys at where I source my fish from and see what fish are coming currently, because I don't want to jump over my head. I know what I have in stock, but crawfish is very limited, so I don't have that many, but I do have kangwe and buni and pipes. I have to find out which other fish is available currently on the market, and then I'll put a package together and tell you what the 160 will look like. I think I'll do more food and less seasoning for you guys, except if you insist that you want more food and more seasoning and less food. That'll be your option. So that's where we are for now. Before I go any further, let me season my oxtail, because my oven is preheating. That's eating up my LEC. They don't play. So my oxtails are already clean, washed, soaked in my vinegar and lime juice, and I'm going to put my seasoning on it. Something's missing. I don't have pepper soup. One minute, pepper soup seasoning. Pepper soup seasoning, is it? I'm getting it. No, pepper soup seasoning. Oops. So I don't have pepper soup seasoning. So this is what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to start off with my all-purpose seasoning. I'm about to package seasoning today, so if you've been going to the location to Mary's shop, so let me say this, right? Before I go in, before I seasoning, let me say this. You, in whatever you're doing, whether it's a business, it's a work environment, it's your personal space, you're a preacher, you're a lawyer, whatever, a doctor, you got to have real friends. It is so vital to have real friends. I want to give a shout out to a couple of my friends that are so meaningful to me. One of my friends, this seasoning wouldn't be my cute business would not be where it's getting to at this point, because I'm only like centimeters away from my dreams, right? And I have a friend who have committed himself to my dreams. You would think he has share in my business. And then I have another friend. We talk about everything. That one, everybody knows she's my friend, so it won't be a big of a deal. But I met Paul through Peter Herman, who constantly changes his name on Facebook. I wanted to buy some pigs, and he inboxed me and said, reach out to Paul. He's doing pig, he's good. So I reached out to Paul, and Paul started supplying me pigs, and we just bonded. Like, we just became cool as ice Kool-Aid, right? And today I want to tell him thank you so much, because in as much as I'm educated, I am also uneducated in certain areas, and I'm not going to shy away from the things that I don't know to ask questions. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck, because we don't want to be humble enough to ask our friends. We feel like, they would think I'm stupid. I'd rather any given day my friends consider me stupid for asking a question than to actually justify that I am stupid because I didn't know something and my ego and my pride didn't allow me to ask. So Paul helps me with everything concerning my business currently. The only thing he don't help me with is eating the profit. That he's not involved in that one, but Paul will help me with, if I call him and need to share ideas with my marketing, what I want to, the direction I want to go with marketing, advertising, percentage to sales people, because we will offer incentive to people who sell our product. We're not going to, because we're a wholesaler, we're going to be a distributor, so a wholesaler. So we're not going to sell retail 1 cubes. No. If you can't buy a box, honey, have a nice day. So we sat down, we went over the incentive, our billboards, the kind of picture I want on it, the market women I want to target, the market women associations, meetings that I want to have with them, where I want to sit, where I want them to sit on my table. I want them to feel like this product is for them, that they are involved, that this business is their business also. I don't want nobody to come and just buy from me and say, oh, I'm trying to get a profit off of the cartoon. I want you to feel like if I got $1, you get $1. And that's women empowerment straight across the board. I want to encourage women to be able to understand that not all the time I'm the only one supposed to benefit from a product. You are selling for me, you are buying from me, you are putting me ahead of what you've already used to. I will offer you percentage. I'm not going to say the percentage because that's their business, but the percentage is actually healthier enough to sustain me and put me to where I want to be as far as my business is. So Paul and I, he sits with me, we go through these numbers, and I'll jump out of my financial status. I'll jump all the way over the fence. He'd be like, come right back. You don't have money for that right now. Shut it off. As far as getting a vehicle and branding, we've been able to try to source. I think hopefully this week we'll source and confirm the vehicle and the branding of it, because we're going to offer delivery services to our market women, so that would not stress coming to me or have days and time where we deliver to them. And so website, fixing up the website properly for more information, he's there. I can call him any time of the day, he'll answer. He doesn't pick up everybody call after 8, but he'll answer, and if he doesn't answer, I will call Jackie. Jackie will answer. Jackie, that's his wife, and if you're the girlfriend, you're on this live, that's your problem. That's not my business, okay? So Paul has been a very, very key player in my space. The thing I like about him is he doesn't have, he's not that kind of friend who likes stupid people. I think because he's in a business space, he wants you to be able to learn, but you have to be attentive. If you try to get with Paul to help you with anything and you at zero balance mentally, he won't help you. So just bear in mind before you jump in my friend inbox and be like, "Didn't say you're nice. You don't help me." Maybe because you're stupid. You know, I ain't to helping stupid people because he don't want to start from zero. But he's just that brother. Like sometimes people misinterpret our relationship, but Paul is the GOAT. Like Paul is my go-to guy. And then the next person that I heavily relied on is, I have a younger sister who works for UBA. She handles all of my UBA stuff and all of my little banking stuff and my little sales stuff and things like that. She handles that, which is very key to have a trusted person who can handle the financial part of it. Because one of the advice I got the other day in my meeting was knowing your business from the very bottom to the top. Mind you, I'm in a business where the profit is between 10 cents and 25 cents. Wherever there's a leakage is a loss. If I have a container of items and I only have, and if I have maybe 20,000 boxes of something and I only have maybe 1,000 boxes as profit, if someone steals 500 boxes, that's a total loss. So because I'm in a very small profit margin business, I have to have trusted people, and I have to be hands-on. Because if you're not hands-on, the theft is insane in business. In Africa, the theft is now, no one is held accountable for stealing from you. You take them to the police station, you got to feed them. Their family will come to you, hold your foot, beg you. You have a sense of, you have conscience, you're going to let them go because they don't have nothing. So you have to make sure you have trusted, reliable people. If you're in food delivery business, you got to have reliable transportation. If you're in food business, if you don't know how to cook, don't get in food business. If you don't know the business, don't get in any business you get into. If you're not willing to learn it prior to getting into it, it's a loss, because anybody can tell you any kind of nonsense any given day. And so Paul and I have been able to sit, and he would say, well, in case you have a loss. So I know in case I have a loss, what my expectations are for my loss, what my expectations are for my gain. And that's the reality conversations that we have. So Paul, thank you so much. I know you don't want me to be telling your business about how sweet of a brother you are to me, but Tangi's Kitchen Part 2 would not work without Paul. I would have still been trying to pull strings, figure it out, and I was going to get there, but I wasn't going to get there. I'd be like, Paul, I did the math this way, and I did it that way, and I came up with this number. You're like, hold on 1 minute, that number is off. And then we'll go back, but it's a very peaceful, confidential, loving, caring, extremely supportive relationship between him and I am just humbled. So I just wanted to say that before I move forward to my, this and that and the third. So I've put my all-purpose seasoning on there, and I'm going to put some bouillon. I have it in my seasoning jar, so I'm going to put some bouillon. But this is Tangi's Kitchen bouillon. Someone asked me the other day, why do you use your name for your brand? Because it's me they know. They don't know my kids, they don't know my dad. And if I name it after my grandmother, I still got to come over here and sell it. So yeah, it's Tangi's Kitchen. I have some mixed spice that I've blended, cinnamon, all kinds of stuff mixed in here. And I'm just going to put that also on my oxtail. Again, I am making some oxtail. I want to put it in the oven. And I'm going to put some paprika on there. Where is this thing working up? Oh, open another way. So, yeah, that's where I am at. I think I need a little bit more Tangi's Kitchen. I don't know what my... Wait, I thought I have some dry garlic mixed with onions. I'm going to throw that on there. I always am fascinated with sesame oil, so I always cook with a little bit of it because of the scent. And it smells so good. Benizi oil. Because some of you are going to be there, what is sesame oil? Can you list it in it? No, Benizi oil. And then, as usual, I do olive oil. So I'm going to just drizzle that a little bit with some olive oil. I'm going to keep it in this pot, so I might as well just put the oil I'm going to use in there. I'm just going to keep it in this pot and put it on the stove. Let me find pepper soup seasoning, because this is not working. If I don't cook a pepper soup seasoning, that is my #1 of all of my products. Voila. Here's some. So yeah, I found some pepper soup seasoning. I'm just going to. So I always tell people, they be like, oh, how do you use your seasoning? Use them all. Use them all together, baby. Don't think for a second that you can't use them all. You can use all of them. And then the rest of my cayenne pepper, I'm just going to put that on here. That means I'm going to take some questions. How can I place my order? I reside in Liberia. So just send me an inbox or send a message to my WhatsApp. Is 0888 430-824, and you can just tell me what you want. When I get off the live, I would definitely talk to you. Okay, that's good. Take the gloves off. And you see my, I don't know if you can see my oxtail. I'm just gonna put it on low heat and let it just sit like this. Let me wash my hands. And then I'm gonna tell you what I do next. So there's a rice on the market. It's called So Premium, and not because they're my friends, but they have a really good rice. It's imported into Liberia from the US. It's really good. I already emptied it out of the bag. I'm going to show you the bag because I don't want you to think I'm making up a story. So I have the bag here of So Premium. I use their rice, and I always soak my rice before I cook it. So I'm going to put my rice in the pot, soak it, wash it, soak it, pour the water out, because that way my rice cook instant. While I'm doing everything else, my rice is cooking. So let me just show you what the bag look like, and then I'm going to soak the rice. Give me a minute. I already emptied it, so just 1 second. So I've already emptied my rice in my rice bucket, but if you're in Liberia, please check out So Premium. Don't ask them where you can get it. I have no idea. The owners can come and tag themselves here and explain, but they deliver it to my house, so I don't know about the rest of the people. You know me, and then get it like that, so I don't know. So I'm just going to put some rice in here. I'm not measuring rice. I eat very little rice. All right, so that's about a cup, right? That's about a cup. Let me get a little bit more, because sometimes I eat day-old rice. I use it to make fried rice. So let me just get this down here. I'm gonna wash and soak my rice in water, in cool water, not warm water. When I was a kid, my grandmother used to soak the rice because she cook it. So one day I was like, wait, let me try it. And I tried, and I actually like when my rice is soaked. So is there any questions you guys have for me? I don't mind answering questions if there are like decent questions. I'm not gonna answer no personal questions about what I got for Valentine, what I did for Valentine. I was on that roll coming. So I'm gonna put my rice there so my rice can soak. Get my towel, dry my hands. I'm not gonna stay on live until my meal is ready. So, but because it's gonna go in the oven. Because I'm eating little rice, I'm going to do a lot of cabbage and some carrots. Oops, cabbage and carrots. So I've washed and cut up my cabbage and carrots. I'm just gonna put that in there. Cabbage has its own water. I'm going to put just a little bit of water, just about a spoon, not teaspoon, eating spoon of water, just to bring out the water. And then I'm going to put some all-purpose seasoning on there. And I'm just gonna set it on the oven, on the stove for it to steam. Okay? All purpose, little bit of bouillon, and that's that. I'm just gonna put it in the oven so it can steam, because I'm making steamed vegetable with my oxtail and aside. and see who has a question. Anybody has a question for me? Like, please, the question should please be very civilized. Don't ask me nothing foolish, because you're gonna get foolish answer. Just because I'm in my journey of healing and experiencing this newfound space that I like. Quite frankly, I am a nice girl, but I'm very black and white. I am not black, gray, and white. I am very black and white, and my black and white, I'm not, when I say I'm black and white, I am, who drives me? When you say drive, you mean drive me around? I don't have a driver. I am a solo driver because I like to have conversation with myself, and I like to play music. I don't want a driver because I don't trust drivers like that. I have one driver that I really trust, that I could close my eyes and he'd take me anywhere in the world. But unfortunately, he's outgrown the space of driving, so I don't have a driver. But yes, I'm not, there's no gray area. It's just black and white. That's why when I fuck with you, I fuck with you 100%. When I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you 1000%. Like, I wouldn't care. And if I don't know you, I'm not going to exhaust my brain creating a narrative to not like you. I just don't know you. And so I just don't say nothing to you. That doesn't mean I'm mean. That doesn't mean that I don't like you. It just, I don't know you. No one have introduced us. And sometimes I see people out there like, she's very bougie. Like, she doesn't speak to people. Like, I think she don't like me because of someone else's reason. No. Or what drives me into being where I am right now? So that's a good question. What drives me, what pushed me to the edge and consistently going is not running into fear. And when I say that is, I have, for a woman, people like to say there's not a cutoff time. There's an energy cutoff time because your hormones have a place where it's running you mad, right? You go through menopause and you have a lot of hormones imbalance, and you deal with family issues and children and maybe relationship, marriage, or whatever. But I miss you too, boo-boo. I miss you too, Kofa. So what drives me the most is fear. It's not fear of being alone, because I have lived alone for so long that I'm used to being by myself. But what drives me as far as my business is not having an income at a certain age, sustainable income. Not, for me personally, I have a cutoff time. And I'm like, by 50, I will be 45 on the 26th. So by 50 years old, I want to be able to have financial freedom to where I'm living off of my investments and my business, and not off of my children. I don't see my children as a retirement package because they're Americans. They have a different lifestyle. They have a different desire. They're nice, but I don't want to be a liability to them. So because of that, I'm pushing myself to, I'm pushing myself to be able to meet those goals that I set, the standard that I set for myself. I'm not anticipating, I'm not planning a life with a husband, or in case I meet a husband, I'm planning a life that is single, that there's a high possibility that I will be alone, that I would just, I will eventually, I will fuck. Don't never think for a reason I won't fuck. I will fuck, I will camp, I will travel the world, but when it comes to my future, I am under the impression of myself that there's a possibility I will be alone. Sorry, someone was calling. Hold on. There's a possibility I will be alone. If I'm going to be alone, I need to have some financial strength to do that. Let me just turn it around. So that's the reason why I am driven. Because I don't have anyone that I depend on, quite frankly. I just depend on myself, for everything. I have to take care of me. I have to buy my own things. I have to do every single thing for myself. I would love to have someone who can be in that space, but my issue with having someone is I need that person to have a level of confidence that they're not insecure and they don't have complex, because that they're not insecure. I don't want to be in a relationship where a man's insecure, because I'm a lot. I can be very at the moment I would just send me an inbox if you're trying to order, sweetheart. So I would, for having a relationship where it's stable, where I'm in a house with a man, that man will have to have a lot of confidence. I'm cooking oxtail. That's what I'm cooking. I'm cooking oxtail with steamed rice and steamed vegetables. So for me to settle down with a man, I need someone that if I have to wake up and tell him, sweetheart, it's a Monday, Wednesday I need to travel, I don't want to have to answer 350 questions like, oh, why do you travel? Why you go here? Why you go in there? Like, and I don't, because I don't melt like that in a man's space. I don't want a man to melt in my space. I want him to be able to trust me enough to something. And so because of that, I'm fine living alone. It is not a crime to be single. It is not, I'm not under no pressure to being in a relationship with someone, as long as I am loving the lady becoming and I'm following. Thank you, darling. And so I'm not, that's the reason why I'm driven. I'm driven because I like money. Money's gonna solve all of my fucking problems. I don't want nobody to give me that gaslight bullshit. Oh my God. Money, money is not all to life. Yes, it is. Fuck around and catch malaria. How you gonna buy them malaria pills? Money. Fuck around and want to take a shower. How you gonna buy soap? Money. Get hungry. How you gonna buy food? Money. So money is everything. So because I love money, but I love to make my own money, because I don't want to be a couch. So I always tell my friends, like, when you are in a relationship with a person, whether a man or a woman, and you're a couch, people treat you like a furniture. They move you around when they want to. They sit on you when they want to. They shut the door and leave, and you can't do shit because you're furniture. I don't want to be a furniture. I want to have a voice. I want to be submissive, and I want to be led, but I also want to have a voice. I don't want you to lead me to the wrong path. I don't want a man to, because there's a thin line between a controlling man and a man who leads. So I'd rather a man who lead, a man who I can come home to and say, I have this issue, I need some solution. Then I don't have to like drag my boy poor number all the time. So I want a confident man. So that's what drives me to do what I do. And I think I'm going to be driven for a while, because I'm 100% depending on men. I don't have anyone that I depend on. The moment I start depending on someone, I will feel like I'm losing my identity. So even if I have a boyfriend, I am very considerate. I am one of the most considerate girlfriends. Don't mind me. I'm hyper and I'm jumpy and I'm here and there on the internet and I'm laughing and joking. But I'm very, very considerate. I'm considerate of people's finances. I'm considerate of people's career. I'm considerate of people's futures. And I'm considerate. You would have to push me all the way over the edge for me to be an asshole to you. But yeah. What's the next question? P, answer my question. Why fuck and you are not married? Why fuck when I'm not married? Who told you who set the rules for marriage? You said, why fuck if I'm not married? Well, that's why people date. I'm not a virgin. I've been had kids already. What I'm supposed to be doing? not having sex until I find a husband? No. I'm not going to. No. I'm going to fuck single. And then that's it. That's the answer to the question. There's no rules. People set these. That's the reason why people are miserable, because they set so much rules for themselves. These rules don't exist. If marriage was a thing before, if sex was before marriage, if marriage was before sex, then sweetheart, Abraham would have never fucked Hagar to get her pregnant, and we end up with a nation of Islam today. Okay? They would have never had Ishmael, and then Muslim wouldn't exist. So, and Abraham never married Hagar. Hagar was just a girl he was fucking in the house by his wife's consent. His wife was consented to that. So, don't never put your life on hold because you think you're supposed to not fuck before you get married. I'm gonna fuck before I get married, and if I get married. I've been married, been have kids. All the things I'm supposed to do in life, I've done it. I'm looking for money at this point. So don't ask him how he got all the way over there. He got all the way over there because he's just one of them assholes on my live thinking I'm gonna be afraid to answer the stupid question. I told you, you ask stupid question, you're gonna get stupid answer. Just because I'm taking questions, I don't mean you're gonna be an ass and not get it. And maybe if you was getting some fuck, you wouldn't be worrying about my fucks. Okay? Now that I have gotten all that, let me put my vegetables in. So I have my bell pepper, my semi-hot but not really spicy, kind of sweet pepper, my parsley and green onions, my white onions, my ginger, my garlic. I'm going to throw this in a pot and put some water. I don't have any chicken broth that I'm supposed to put in here. It's not here. I don't know where, when you see that person asking me why I have sex before marriage, that person that's on the old obsessed ex-boyfriend in all my life. And I know y'all. So I posted a bit there, so that's some money. But I'm fucking you so you fat. I'm fucking you so I'm fucking you want to say? I'm saying, yeah. On the get, man, no get no hostage. You want to say? I'm saying, I'm trying to knock at me and then go down and knock. I'm going to put, okay, I have water in my teapot already. I'm just going to put some water in there. Ready, where are you? Here's my vegetable. Ooh, my vegetable already. So. Oh, dear, okay, one traditional root, yourself a root. But the minute, what's that? With a whole brief. And I say, why? The minute, what's that? With a whole brief, not change color from having sex with different women. I don't mean them to be carrying. And morals and family, one here, there. One thing, they down their shoulder. You want to say? I'm going to add a little tomato paste. So let me see the next question. Please, did you go to cooking school? No, I didn't go to cooking school. So I learned to cook by experimenting. I learned to cook Liberian cuisine from my grandmother and my stepmom. I had an amazing, I've been fortunate enough to have amazing mothers. I have my mom, who I love dearly. Then I have my grandmother who passed that I love so much. Then I have my stepmom who kind of helped raise me, and she taught me how to cook also and bake. So no, I didn't attend cooking school. As I went along, I started learning how to mix things and stuff. Best tip for diabetes and general blood sugar control: to regulate eating rice and carbs. But I can't even wait. Let me see. I want to read this person comment. Well, let me wear my glasses because your comment is long. Immediately, what? I don't even, I don't know if that's a question, but it's a lot. Maybe no one's that. I'm not gonna, somebody's on my live and you're welcome on my live, but I'm not gonna acknowledge you. You go to your house and cook your own meals there. But what you would never do is even, and I wouldn't even whisper your name, sweetheart. you could say we be cooking and doing our own shit. There's nothing diet about it. That's your business, but your name will not get acknowledged on my life. I can guarantee you that 100%. I am. Once my product come, I'm going to do my cooking show. Once my product come. For now, all my stuff is not ready, so that's why. But let me put a little bit of let me put some tomato paste. I don't even go on your live and you be on everybody's live looking for attention, and I'm not giving it to you, sweetheart. There you go. Let me grab a teaspoon. And I'm just gonna put that amount of tomato paste in my food. I'm going to transfer this to the transfer my oxtail. Oh, I'm really forgetting. I gotta add butter beans and my bay leaves to my oxtail. Let me add my bay leaves. I'm gonna add some butter beans to my oxtail. And I'm just going to transfer it to the pan that I'm going to cover and put in the oven. Then I am not going to be on live for that much again. And then I'll get off live. And I'm going to put a little bit of pepper soup seasoning. And bouillon. Ooh, it's hot. So I've added a little bit more pepper soup. Add a little bit more bouillon. Let me see if there's a question here. Oh, no, I'm not offended. So that's not you. That's not you, John. There's someone else who, under my post, someone else under my post looking for attention, and I'm not answering them. So apparently that person is thinking your no girl was pleased with decoration. One thing I know, here can never hear Salama. Okay, so apparently nobody have questions. Everybody's talking nonsense. If I'm not cooking food for you, if I'm cooking food for myself, why do you need to see my pot? I wasn't cooking for general public, so why I'm selling seasoning? So why do you need to cook and see my pot? You want to see the seasoning I'm selling? Hold on 1 second, you'll see what I'm selling. That's what I'm selling, okay? Let me help you. That's what I'm selling, okay? That's what I'm selling, okay? I'm not selling cooked meals. I'm not in cooked meal business. I am in spices and seasoning business. So you don't have to look in my pot. No problem. I am old. Let me block you from my live. Okay, now you're banned. You can watch, but what you would not do is look for. You know how some people have their own platforms and they're still obsessed with me. It's not possible for you to have your own platform and be this obsessed with me. You've been obsessed with me for years, and I have acknowledged you and put you in the beam. And you're still following me around. Like, what's wrong with you? You're looking for pointers for tonight, and that's not even guaranteed I will give you that level of attention. So I'm just gonna ban you from commenting. And it's just that simple. Sweetheart. Why were you be that upset with me? Why are you obsessed with me? I mean, you're not gonna comment. Now I've banned you from commenting because you want to talk nonsense so you can become relevant to have a show. I am, you know, the TNG you particularly on this post, and everybody's reading know who you are. The TNG you met around the COVID, around 2019 when I lost my friend. That TNG don't exist. There's a lot of people that met a different version of me at a different period in my life. And that TNG actually don't exist. So there's absolutely nothing you would say. I've been told, I've been read, I've been insulted, I've been loved, I've been unloved, I've broke hearts, I've broken mine. I'm at a place I don't give a fuck. And that's in all caps about what you think about me. And if you think the old me will resurface and come and address the current you that have not evolved, you have a long way to go. Because I would not acknowledge, I just wouldn't. No one have that power ever again to provoke me. I don't care what you say. I don't care where you say it, who you say it to, when you say it. The mere fact that I am alive and there are 2 years old who are living on oxygen in the cancer hospital in Ohio. There are children in JFK that were born today that can't even properly breathe. Someone lost a child today, and I am in my 40s, and you think for a blinking second that you will call me old and I will be offended? Are you kidding me? I am gracefully old. Don't even have a problem with it. If you even insulted me to make yourself feel good, you still wouldn't feel good. If you told me I was a piece of shit to make you feel good, you still wouldn't feel good because you're not an angel sent from heaven to save a single soul. You have not inspired anyone. The only thing you've been able to do at your age, at this point in your life, is to provoke to survive. I don't provoke to survive. I'm not even on survival mode. I am on access granted, unlimited blessings pouring down from heaven. And so your weapon you want to form against me this afternoon will never prosper. So I would ban you from commenting. And anytime you come back, I would do that again. But you can never provoke me. Never. We are not on the same level mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. At my lowest, we can be on the same level. And I have passed my lowest in life. I am high heels, 7 inches, supermodel walking high heels attitude at this point. I don't see nothing beneath. I'm a volcano. I don't just erupt. You feel my heat from a mile away. So why would you leave your whole platform? You the baddest in the business. Why would you leave it? I told you I would not acknowledge you, and you still was looking for me to acknowledge you. And it's one of the people that would read a comment would know it's you. But to mention your name is spit. Once it come out, I'm not picking it up and putting it back in my mouth. Your name is like saliva. Okay? You come out, lick my saliva, no, boo-boo. You have been read. You can never re-read again. Like, that's it. So watch this live. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Watch this live. I don't go on live to make money. I'm not looking for live money. I'm selling a business. When you see me, you see the business. When you see me, you see the business, boo-boo. When you see me, you see the business. Anywhere you see me, you see the business. So why would I waste my time to answer a nuisance, an ignorant, a fool, a mad billy goat? Why would I even mention your name? You don't exist. In real people world, you don't exist. The people where you exist in are just as delusional as you. So I'm not praying for peace. I don't wake up 6 in the morning and tell God, before my feet touch the ground, may I step upon scorpions and upon serpents. That anything my hand touches may flourish. Anything my heart desire may come to pass. I don't get up to ask God for that because I want to use that to address someone who don't even know their purpose in life. Who, if this internet was to shut down, you'd be dead, honey. And we would donate to your funeral. I'd be the first to get that $100. I got to save up. On that note, I'm putting my stuff in my pan to put it in the oven. The audacity to look for attention. From where you would not be getting one. You would never get one. And you could go tonight and have a whole show. I still wouldn't answer you. If I ain't answer you on my platform that I'm trying to talk about my business and encourage someone to learn how to run a small business and how to build clientele and how to sustain clientele, why in the heavens would I respond to someone telling me I'm old? The camera's in my face, I look old. And what I'm supposed to look like I'm supposed to look like my daughter? I'm supposed to look like one of my nieces that are 10 years old? Are you kidding me? I'm not even justifying that to say, oh no, I'm not old. Oh no. Yeah, I'm old. And blessed you. Blessfully old. Now when we have a bunch of young people leaving here and there, people dying here and there, people breathing up and down, people family. My family's still counting. I'm still counting among the living. I mean, that's a blessing. That's not a curse. So nobody's going to make old sound like it's a curse. It is not an insult. Thank you for the compliment, baby. Okay? That's why you wouldn't be commenting, because that's all you get. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. God richly bless you. God take care of you. God keep you. And God provide for you and your children. But I am blessed. I'm healthy. My health record don't have nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with me mentally, spiritually, financially, and emotionally. I am healthy, honey. I am healed from that which you thought you was bringing. Now, I pray you heal from that which you're continuously living. Okay? People get rare these days, but they would not get fantastic insults from me. I'll pray for you before I even curse you. I will pray for you. I pray God touches your heart, that you can sit in your closet and say, God, what you have given me is more than I can bear. Help me, Jesus. That's the kind of prayer I'm praying for you, sis. Okay, honey? And I know you love my cooking. You bought some of my stuff before. Just go back on your page and promote my business, okay? I could give you a couple of dollars if you could sell $2,000 worth of season for me this week on your platform. I can give you some money. I'll send you $500 off the $2,000, okay? And that's on all of Mary Little Lamb she had. If you can't do that, get your ass off my page and don't waste my time, honey, because you will not get what you're looking for with my sexy old self. Anyway, let me go back to my people that I was talking to. Don't tell me I don't have no 4 people here. Where did I put my 4 people? I'm trying to put my 4 people. Always moving something. Always relocating something. Anyway, I don't have my 4 people, so I'm just going to let me see. I can't even see the rest of the people comment and the question they have. Don't answer that person about my age. Answer not who I am. When I finish talking my age, I'm going to answer again. Okay. Now this is still soaking. So on that note, once my I'll go back to my business, because apparently, since nobody have a question, since no one have a question, I'm going to be exiting the live so I can continue my cooking. And what was the question you asked? I don't know, the God of possibilities. What was your question? And if your question is like the last person remarked, I will put you in the bin too. Ooh, shorty, you still watching my live after I banned you? Obsession. Okay? For the lady who's obsessed with me, who's been obsessed with me for years and just can't seem to get herself together because of her level of obsession, I am offering you incentive. If you can sell me, since you're in the business of selling, since you want to come on my live to look for a reason to go on your live to get views, I'm going to turn the table around for you. If you sell $2,000 worth of season for me, I would buy grocery for you and your children this month. I will buy you and your children $500 grocery. If you, because you're still on this live and I know, if you can, sell, she's still here commenting. If you can sell $2,000 worth of my product, if you can get me customers and they can mention your name and it gets to 2,000, I will personally buy grocery, because I know you online hustling for grocery, because you know Trump is on top of that food stamp. He not playing with y'all, but that food stamp, he's snatching it here and there. If you have clients, when they do order and they say, you know, Mrs. Delusional, send me to order some of your seasoning or the food items you're selling, and we get to $2,000 in sales, and I'm saying this on live to Mrs. Delusional, without a doubt, right? Mrs. Delusional, marketing director and CEO of the Delusional Association of Liberia. If you can do that, I, Tangi Riddell Banto, would personally buy you and your children grocery this month. Matter of fact, I'll buy it the month of March. Okay, because this month is already gone. You buy your food stamp, you know, use up your food stamp, so you don't have much left. But I will buy it for you, and it will be $500. So the $2,000, I would dash you $500. I challenge you to do that. If you that baddie that you claim you are, and you have all of this going on, help me sell. That's the least you could do. All that other stuff you're talking, I don't have time to read it. I don't have time to dilute it. I don't have time to acknowledge it. Just sell. Sell so you can get money, so you don't be on the internet begging. I'm offering you an opportunity of a lifetime. $2,000, I'll give you $500. This is only for her. This is not for no one else, because everybody else is have their sanity. This is an insane person we're talking about who is obsessed with me and is on this live. Okay? So do that and you'll be good. I don't have time for that. All that other stuff you talking. All right. Okay, so on that note, I'm about to go to I have a lot of seasoning to package. I just did a lot of mixing this morning because my ingredients came. So please, can you answer my question? What was your question? I didn't even see your question, boo. What's your question, mommy? So we're located, we're in Liberia, and for me to ship to the US, you have to purchase orders of $160. I will put the link up for the order site. Okay. Yeah. What does it say? What is it? What? Please tell me, how can I order? So you can send a text to order. You can send a text message or the link. I'll put a link up, but you can send a text message to Tangi's Kitchen. Oh God. You send a text message to +231 888 430-824. That's how you send an order to that. That's my WhatsApp. That's my business WhatsApp. Once you send me a text, I will send you the link, and then you can order. But I'm using this phone live, so I'm not going to be able to respond until I get off the live. Don't mind it. But calling somebody all that insult for me to come be vest. I just pray that person live to Yeah, I pray for that person to live long. I don't know what they'll be living to see, but so they can live long to be on my life longer. On that note, God is good. Without God, I am nothing. I remain humble and grateful for his tremendous blessing on my life. Because the Bible said, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Psalm 91 that I carry on my back say, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In him will I trust. Thank you for watching my life. You have an amazing Sunday. Remember, don't be afraid to pray. Don't be ashamed to pray. And don't be too proud to pray. Prayer changes things. You could believe that or stuff it in the bin. On that note, bye. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. And the next time you see me on live, I will have all of my samples of my 3 flavors of cubes ready to jump into the local market.